Do you still believe cutting out salt will automatically lower your blood pressure? Well, what if I told you that's not the whole story? For some people, salt barely makes a difference. For others, it's the main trigger behind hypertension. And here's the twist: the type of food you eat with that salt might matter more than the salt itself. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to hear the truth that doctors and the media rarely explain. For decades, we were given one clear message: less salt equals lower blood pressure. It was simple, easy to repeat, and easy to believe. In reality, things are far more complicated. Research shows that salt sensitivity isn't the same for everyone. Some people can add a little extra salt to their eggs every morning and see almost no change in blood pressure. Others react much more strongly. That same small sprinkle can push their numbers straight into the danger zone. So, how do you know which group you're in? And more importantly, what can you actually do about it, without making your meals taste like cardboard? That's where the real story begins. 1. Salt sensitivity. Why some react, and others don't. Here's the science, made simple. Salt pulls water into your bloodstream. More water means more volume, and more volume puts pressure on your blood vessels. But not everyone's kidneys and blood vessels react the same way. If you're over 55, have high blood pressure, diabetes, or kidney problems, chances are you're salt sensitive. That means sodium hits your system harder. If you're generally healthy and active, your body might be able to flush out extra sodium with less impact. That's why two people can eat the same salty meal, and one of them will see their blood pressure spike, while the other barely notices a difference. 2. Potassium, the hidden hero. Here's the part nobody talks about enough. Salt isn't the whole equation. It's the balance between sodium and potassium. Potassium helps your body relax blood vessel walls and flush out excess sodium through urine. When you eat plenty of potassium-rich foods, like bananas, oranges, spinach, beans, and sweet potatoes, you give your body a natural defense against the negative effects of sodium. Think of it this way. Sodium is like the gas pedal, pushing pressure up. Potassium is the brake. You need both, but the brake has to be strong enough to slow things down. 3. The salt type myth. What about Himalayan pink salt or fancy sea salt? Bad news. When it comes to blood pressure, they're all basically the same. The pink color comes from trace minerals like iron, but the sodium content, the part that affects your blood pressure, is almost identical to regular table salt. So, don't get fooled by marketing. If you're swapping table salt for pink salt thinking it's healthier for your heart, you're not really making a difference. 4. Where the sodium really comes from. Here's a shocker. 70 to 80% of sodium in the average American diet doesn't come from your salt shaker. It comes from processed and packaged foods. Canned soups and sauces. Frozen dinners. Deli meats and sausages. Fast food. Even healthy breakfast cereals and breads. That means even if you stop adding salt at the table, you could still be eating way more sodium than your body can handle. Here's the deal. Always read the labels. If a serving has more than 400 milligrams of sodium, that's a warning sign. Just 2 bowls of that so-called healthy soup can give you an entire day's worth of salt in one sitting. 5. Real numbers. How much is safe? So, what's the limit? The American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium per day. For people over 55, or with high blood pressure, the sweet spot is closer to 1,500 milligrams per day. To picture this, 1 teaspoon of salt equals about 2,300 milligrams sodium. That's the full daily limit, in just a teaspoon. And most Americans are eating nearly double that amount every single day. 6. Practical swaps. Flavor without the salt. Cutting sodium doesn't mean eating bland food. Here are easy flavor boosters Americans over 55 can use. Fresh herbs like rosemary, basil, and cilantro. Garlic and onion powder. Not garlic salt. Lemon juice or lime juice. Vinegar. Apple cider or balsamic. Spices like paprika, cumin, or turmeric. These not only replace salt but often add anti-inflammatory benefits on top. Here's the bottom line. If you're salt sensitive, and many people over 55 are, sodium really does matter for your blood pressure. But it's not just about cutting out salt. It's about watching where the sodium hides and boosting potassium to balance the equation. Don't worry too much about swapping table salt for so-called healthier salts. Instead, focus on cutting back processed foods. And add more real, fresh produce to your plate. So, the next time someone tells you just eat less salt, you'll know the full truth. It's not about eating tasteless food. It's about eating smart food. And if you want to protect your heart, keep your blood pressure steady, and still enjoy what's on your plate, start with this. Check labels, load up on potassium-rich foods, and season smart. That's the real story about salt and blood pressure. Your health matters. If you found value here, subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And maybe share this with someone you care about. Sometimes, the right information makes all the difference.